Rico, how you go? How you wear Well. Good evening. Today is Sunday. This is the Examiner. Why when we run today at the Samuel Kanyendo Sports Complex in the National County Meeting. The boys from Zulu Whiskey. And then the old buses that came from Grange, they drop off the players from Cape Mount to drop them off to Bar and Tenny and other places. What are they crossing the border that we can say, but we give them to ride today. The tweet of the presidential press secretary, that was, yes, making some joking high places. But the boys from Zulu Whiskey, bam. So we are going to be meeting our neighbors from the Marylanders. So what we're going to do, we're going to take it easy with them. But what's a great gain. And we anticipate a massive fundraiser here. Was 25, 18, 10, just do the calculation. 10 technical staff accompany the team, the coaches and advisors and other people doing some physical work. The boys, 25. The girls team at 18. So just imagine keeping those people alive. That's a lot. But this is what Zulu Whiskey is all about.
We are the They wanna get play, we will be there. Y'all bring the ball, we will teach them. We coming for Serate, no see a block. Ryan on the highway, I bring your friend wherever you go.
There, there's a special soccer Sunday by the Granger soccer team. I'm a Francis, and so this is the Examiner. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Most often, politics is what we discuss here, but sometimes we got to keep in the social aspect. As you know, the County Meet is a traditional annual soccer tournament that brings together all of the 15 political subdivisions in the country. And I like this sort of formulation in the last couple of years by having these preliminaries in the various counties. It gives way for the local residents to also see what their teams are doing. So by playing these preliminary it's sort of it opens it up, it gives everybody the access, everybody can come down to Monrovia, and that's why we say government itself needs to be decentralized by giving authority to these municipal government. And I think it's a very good idea. I'm not sure what I was from the WIA or Helen Johnson Salib that I don't have on top of my head, but the idea having these preliminary to divide into zones play, and then the quarterfinals comes to the city center. That is a very good strategy, and we really applaud those, and we hope to do that. You see, that's one of the things that unify us as a people, as a country, as a nation, regardless of people, political differences. And that's exactly what has been going on. So, the boys from Zulu Whiskey, that's Granger County, in the color green and white, surfaced today at the famous Samuel Kanyendo Sports Complex with a sitting capacity of 35,000. That was in the numbers. Let's just get it right. But the boys displayed physical fitness and good soccer skills. And at the end of the day, it was a penalty kicks out. But guess what? The question, the bottom line is who advanced to the next level? And obviously, it's Granger County. So we want to say kudos to the soccer squad, the technical team, and all of those that have supported the team. And that's what we need to do, regardless of where we find ourselves in the games of politics. When it comes to soccer, we should bury all of our differences and support the team, not just only waiting for senators, representatives, and so we must do our part, and that's exactly what we have done here. Lpr did what they could do, Prince Double did what they could do. We had a joint event yesterday, and it pays out, and we see it the work of the boys. But again, these people, they have family, they need to be taken care of, they have their children, they need to be taken care of in order to be mentally stable and well concentrated on the game so that they will do what they're supposed to do. So against that backdrop, we spoke with the team. Hopefully, our next game is on Wednesday. So we got to do something quickly here. 35-18, you talk about almost, what, 50 or 60, almost percent. You have 10 technical staff, you have 18, 25 soccer players, the guys, and the girls. Yeah, 18 team members. So to keep those people in the city, that's is a cost, and we must also do our part. And we want to encourage other counties, people, those that are in the tournament. If you pack your bagay, you pack your low and go on to Cayman, then well. But if you want to be a spectator, come. If possible, we can keep you there. Cheer up for us. Let we take that cup, and trust me, we're going to have a good land. Oh my goodness! I think Prince Debo, there's a program going on, and they didn't even tell me soon. But they can carry on, they are capable. So what we say, congratulations to all of the winners. The atmosphere of the tournament so far is unifying, is bringing people together in the interest of solidarity for the good of the country. That's another way of healing the wounds. And so it's cordial so far. Now I've not seen anything tension part to create something, and hopefully to match officials, commissioners, and those in charge will keep that spirit in place. I want to welcome our viewers and listeners right here. Mr. Lee, good to have you here, to be there. George, Emmanuel here, happiness coming, good to have you here. Fala, Falipe, Alto, good to have you here. Gola King, okay, Josephine Bala, To, Martin, and all of you guys, we say good evening. This is the Examiner right here, this beautiful Sunday evening on the Diaspora Informative News outlet. As you know, all ears tomorrow, I will be listening to His Excellency President Joseph Newman Boykai as he addressed the nation's SONA. It's an annual address to the country. So tomorrow, we want to see how the presidents and the governments and the ruling establishments of Unity Party, led by Ambassador to President Joseph Newman Boyka, his directions to the country. We're going to launch the arrest agenda recently. So we'll try to activate this line here as much as possible to allow you to participate, so that what you hope to hear, what you think, what is your interest. And like I said, it has always on this network, do not leave the conversation, the issues of Liberia with politicians, neither us, we who sit and have these sort of conversation. It's about yourself. Your own interest is in it. You must protect your own interest. That's not everything we say here favors you, and you don't just want to go with it. Sometimes we talk some things that doesn't really well in place for you. You have your own interests as a Liberian, as a person from the country as well. So we do understand that. So we're going to activate this line as soon as possible here this evening for you to participate, to have what you anticipate to hear, maybe some of the achievements in the last 1 year and what you're hoping might better to see happening, your government, that is exclusively up to you. So we're going to have this number here. Let's take a quick commercial break and I will be right back.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are LIBERIA Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events, such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services and your friends in business.
We do a variety of stuff here, just in case you have a business, you have anything you want to showcase, just let us know. We have the capacity here to advertise it for you, and we can work out our plans as to give you donations to give to keep this network alive as well, be it convention, be it anniversary, be it wedding, funeral. And those are memorable events. It happens once, some are touching, but also you want to take a retrospect, you also want to reflect. So just in that case, let us know. Be it here in Liberia, we have the capacity to do it. When there's no way, we will find that way and make it work for you. We want to provide some services to you. We want to provide you a service, and in turn, I guess, exchange. We don't just want to pull cash out or give. No. There will come a time to you, all of our valuable listeners, there will come a time that we will ask you. And when that time comes, out of courtesy, we ask you and we'll potentially tell you exactly what we want to do. We are not in the business to take advantage of the kindness of Liberians. Every evening we can sit here by you even sharing your time and moment with us here. We value that. You abandon things. Some people are at work, but they still take the risk to listen. And that's good. Hey, Brother Mose, good to have you. Welcome. So we value your time, your comments, your tweets, your messages. Agree and disagree with us. Tell us where we need to improve. In as much we call people names here, you also at liberty to call our names. It is only the liberal on this network is so much with things came that when people write a comment that doesn't suit his political taste, then he flips out and he starts throwing unnecessary tantrum. But we will always call him out on this network because that's who he is. You know, they got a saying there is no Bible for a child. So we do understand that. So we really bear out with him. You know, we bear out. We know him. He's our puppy. And sometimes he can be so ridiculous. Or ridiculous. And he comes back and act like nothing happened. And so that he fumbled, but he's not able to call out his people. That's the problem. The political correctness is not just only with politicians, but it's with the media as well. It is in the media. I said, watch this. One of these programs here, the liberal here, in the True Confessions on LPR, keeping you honest.
The host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you. The liberal is here to talk Tabata, and they Tabata not any. That why I go for. I sent the link out already, and they don't come. I give them 10 minutes out of here. And like they are coming to consider and wait for your whole day. I tell him, Mr. So. This coming, I gave Mr. So at least till September. Reshuffle on LPR. Reshuffle. I got the power. I'm the board chair.
I got the power. I am the board chair. That's who he is. He's doing everything possible to silence me and to silence the independent voices on this network, like the lives of Dr. Marley Jones. I got the power. He can do anything he wants to do. He doesn't want to be held accountable. So that's the norms of Africans. Authority. I got the power. I told him we are here to stay. We are not going anywhere. And when he does those things, he has supporters like Clarence Davis and other folks to cheer the liberal out. And so the liberal enjoys doing these things, and he turns around. When you call and you want to express your dispositions or give your side of the story, and guess what? He said he get a Chinese phone. Because whatever he says, it doesn't favor him. That's the liberal. He will come here, he will confess. And later on, you'll say, oh no. But we are keeping them in check because we went down this road before. They are the same people that are protecting their own alligators. And they are unable to call them out. We'll be monitoring tomorrow to watch and see what is in store for us as a people, as a country, as a nation. Is vital. You yourself must take time and listen. Compare and contrast what you listen to during the inaugural and what you're going to be listening to. It doesn't matter. It's about you. It is for you. You want to know what is in it for you. You want to know people that are held accountable to you. You want to know that government, there is a good system of governance. You want to know that your government is transparent. You need to know everything that's happening within your government. Whether you voted for or voted against, is your government. And that's just all we want. Nothing more or less, nothing. We want to know how the future in this year, what next for us, how the government, all of the branches of government, how would they be transparent? We want to know what is in us for us and what this government foreign policies or domestic, whatever it term it. I hope to hear how many jobs were created in the last 1 year. And not as usual, those sort of red meat. This was LIBERIA at some point in time.
Things are getting out of hand in Liberia. I'm not too sure why, but from everything that we've been reading, it doesn't look good. It seems like people are just taking matter into their own hands. I'm not too sure. And someone like me, one who supported this government during the campaign heavily here on this LPR platform, we were accused of coming from the southeast and then going all the way to support somebody from the west, from Lofaka. Your crime and why is because I believe in the Lofaka. I believe he has the ability to lead us. People still calling me and saying and make comments like, what you say now? There was no comparison. The young man who was from the southeast were failing or has failed completely. So when the campaign time came, I lifted his policy and I lifted the promise policy from the man from Luffa County, and I fell with him myself. That the man from Luffa County policy was something that I need to talk about, and something that I need to support. And I did that. So those of you that calling me, continue to call me, why you say that? I have no regret. You can call me for another judgment day. I have no regret. Now, having said that, you can say whatever you want to say. It don't matter. You can say that. I don't care. But here's the thing. I'm a little bit. Not disappointed, not confused or anything, because some of these things were expected. Most of these people that goes into the government position, they're broke. They were broke. They have nothing. And I said it last night, but perhaps I said it with anger. Now tonight I'm going to say it with peace of mind. Most of these people, and I said most, I don't say all. Most of the people that leave for here to go for look for government job because they are unable to make it here in a people's strange country. Because here you can't steal, you go to jail. And Bronto and Merito not here to help you.
Okay. We got to hold all accountable in their own words. The liberal funny words to put together to get away and be politically correct. That's exactly what he's doing. Things are getting out of hand. Things are bad. Yeah. Struggling to put his thoughts together and give justifications of his vote. But overall, this is what happens when you find media institutions, people that have the voices to create a conversation, to create an eye-opening process and hold these politicians accountable as to what they have, their vision. Is it put in letter? Nothing. Nobody presented any sort of plans, but everything was orally said, thrown out there. We'll do this, we'll do this. They didn't give anything to count on as a document, but now they are making reference, they are launching after whatever time. But this is the danger when media institutions and media guru decide to use the microphone to persuade the process and disadvantage others. Because the work of the media is for us to have a conversation with these people who want state power, their visions, their agenda, to what they intend to do, how they would do it differently than what we had in the past. If that plain level field is not created, we can call them to order to ask all of these critical and tough questions. That is the problem. So they use this media outlet to throw their sound bites, their rare meats. And the people that are very smart, they're very, very smart. Their ideas, they are very persuasive in their argument. And so they use these people as this result, they shy away from facing the reality, the tough questions that you as the electorates need to ask. I'm not sure whether we have learned, any lesson has been learned from there and whether we would count on that to do it differently. That's not what will happen. It happened here, it happens in the West. There are certain news outlets, when you listen to their tone, you listen to their language, you listen to their host, things that comes out of them, it tells you exactly which way they are leaning or where they are going. So they use the airwave length to persuade, to make the argument on behalf of these politicians. That's exactly what the Liberal was doing. Even though things are getting out of hand, things are bad, they didn't know how they got to this point. Yes, you will not know because you did not ask the questions to Dent, the candidate, as to how or he were going to do it differently. But what we did, we waved a white flag and surrounded the people's interest to these politicians and rewarded them state power. When a man doesn't answer the question at the time he was seeking for the job, what made you think that when he gets the job, he's going to come back to tell you anything? No. No, that's not going to happen. He's already there. They're going there for 6 years, some 9 years, some, 4 years. You did not ask then how, when, but they are already there. You ever saw any anti-Liberian politicians for whatever conduct and they resign? That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's not like in the West, where when things happen, the constituents, advocacy group, media group will flying the residents of those people. And we saw that happening many, many times here with politicians. Initially, when it started, we say, well, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going to go. But the media is consistent, persistent, and forceful. The citizens themselves rise up, stand up to the task, and say, oh, no, this is not what we requested of you. This is not what we asked you to go on Capitol Hill. So you got to go. It doesn't matter which party it belongs to. But that is not the case in our country. We want to see justifications of actions and action over and over defending the defenseless. And this is what is so much disturbing and troubling to some of us, because we sat on this very platform and we called out past government. We frowned on the past government on many, many things, from the Helen Johnson Sirleaf to the George Weah. And so we were promised this sort of wondered or measured without anybody asking questions. The media, huge propaganda, innuendos, falsehoods, subliminal messages, all was thrown out there, and the politicians managed to survive the process. Here we are. You can't ask them because they are already there. The time you should have asked them, it was the time they were looking for a job. Now we're saying every other day, things unusual. For some of us, we are not surprised because we know government is being misused. Never, all of these people that came to, I've never heard all of these people, these people coming as to how we don't like big size government. We never heard anything of to say the condense. See what is happening in Guinea. Some huge austerity measures being taken. There are some ministries, there are some agencies of government, duplications of function. This are doing literally the same old thing. So what we want to see government doing to take some historical measures to condense, to downsize government, create more jobs, and bring in more labor force in the government. But that is not happening. Every day we see different institutions, agencies being created, adding more burden and expenditure on government. That is ridiculous. How do we do? How can we? So we'll be listening up tomorrow. What is in the pipeline for us? We'll keep our finger crossed. We're not going to be judgmental. We'll be patient, be tolerant to listen to the chief executive as he speaks from, I'm not sure, okay, no, the capital, because our guys were there, they did the ground out. I think that I'm sure that there's some work in the return. So that's what the president will be speaking tomorrow. We hope we'll listen keenly, monitor to see what the president has to say to the nation. And hopefully he can outline some of the achievement. And we'll be very grateful that if government can admit to some of the things, to challenges, yes, we are aware. But if you purposely decide to bury those things without telling us the truth, yes, this is the hiccup, this is where you find it and you want to work it, then that is okay. But when you come and think you're going to serve us with peanut butter and jelly, and we know there's some gari going to be there and no sugar, people are going to eat it, then that is just being dishonest. And you're going to see these pundits sitting down on this platform. They will begin to give justifications of this action. And I want to take up back 6 years ago. It happened so time. You didn't talk. Okay, well, it happened at that time. Based on what was happening, the Liberian people took a decisive decision, even though it was a tirade, and gave you the responsibility. All we want to be transparent and do it differently, as it was projected, as people tend to believe. So we are hoping and hoping. So I'm going to put the number out here. Let me just take a quick commercial break, and I'll put a number out here just to speak your mind. We intend not to stay much longer time here today. I'm in a very good, happy mood. You know, my team won today, Zulu Whiskey. We flogged Grand Cayman County. We flogged them by way. And Kula Twitter said we brought old buses. Those old buses is the one that I drive them up. So let me just take the quick break here to catch up if you want. The link is up there as well. But let me just throw this out, and we'll be right back as I try to put a number out here.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events, such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services and your friends in business.
There you have it. Just in case you have a function and you want us to cover it, no matter where you are, whether in Liberia here, we have the capacity to do it. I've been joined by one of the independent voices of this network. Dr. Malik Jones is here, and we're going to be having a conversation here. Today is Sunday. We all try to kind of settle our mind and listen to what the chief executive has to say tomorrow. That is much important. So let me bring in Dr. Malik Jones right here, senior educational analyst of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Right here this event. Dr. Jones, good evening. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, sir.
Yeah. Man, how you enjoy today with Flock, Grand Cayman County, by way, man.
Oh, but Lofa, you saw how Lofa drag Bone County?
You know, I saw the post last night. That country is so interesting. I think the guy is a guy. I don't know whether it's some sort of ear or whatever you think. B is whether that girlfriend or fiance, whatever, because of the game. I like what's going on. Your country is just so much. You brutalize somebody simply because your team didn't win. That is great. That is interesting.
But now I know that the country league brought a whole lot of trouble in a lot of homes.
Why
Yeah,
should it
yeah.
be, why should it be that way?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's the mentality of the people, or it could also be part of this culture of impunity where people just, abuse people and do whatsoever they want to do, a whole lot of things. I think there's a host of things behind most of these things, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't
I
get it.
couldn't, I couldn't, I couldn't just believe it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so you still in the league? I'm wondering what will happen. Is that Lofa and Mangibi?
Well, I think Lofa stay in the lead. They just beat Boncante.
Bon County, and then I think Lofa should be meeting Mount Gibby, then Grand Judah meeting Maryland. So what will
Yes.
happen when Grand Judah meets Lofa County? What do you think will happen?
Maybe who knows? Was that fight will translate it on the platform now? Probably. Maybe if the Libra will come, will start fighting again.
The man say, Liberal say he's safe from Lofa. We don't even want him Grand Judah. Let him stay. Let him stay on our side with the trouble. I will see how long John can stay.
I know.
Okay, we're here today Sunday. Everybody kind of chilling, relaxing. Maybe a little bit less time here. But let's see. Tomorrow, the president will be speaking to the nation. What are you hearing? Is there any new thing that we're going to be hearing from the chief executive?
Well, as you know, many a time when an African president going to get his thing, they're not going to talk against themselves. They're not going to project anything that would discourage the listeners and the population. And they're not going to say anything that will undercut their ability to lead. So in short, they are going to say a lot of positive things, even if they are not measurable, they are not achievable, or even if they are not even achieved them at any means, they will have to project that. Like, let's just retrospect. After His Excellency 100 days in office, what happened? You saw the catalog. It was all positive. I mean, they were able to justify the 100 days. They were able to tell us something. You see, so it's customary. No African leader, or not just a leader in general, will go through presentation and say, oh, I wanted to build a road here. Something hit my legs. I couldn't continue. No, that retrogression, they're not going to do that. They will say, something wanted to hit my legs. You know what? I kick it one side and continue with the road. And today the road is built. You see? So they will have to say something that our itching ears want to hear.
So, if I'm correct, maybe going ahead of my shadow, just bring me to the point. So, you not anticipate to hear something different or some sort of honesty to say, hey, these are the challenges we had along the way. We did not achieve this, but we will work towards it. You don't see that coming, correct?
I see that coming, but it will be very, very minimal. Yes, you will listen to more accomplishment story, and they will de-emphasize just a little on challenges, and trust me, they will want to link these challenges to the international community not coming. And in fact, we tend to see investors say dragging their legs. We've made multiple trips abroad, and we planted a seed, and later on this seed will germinate, and in the future we'll see more investor coming, and we'll stay making the contact. I think this is the kind of message you're going to hear.
Everything takes time. It's not going to happen overnight.
Everything takes time. and the Liberian people need to need not to put their expectation too high. You see, we'll hear all these colorful presentation tomorrow. You see, and I think this is the normal routine of most government, especially the African government. You see, there is no way an African government will be giving a SONA and at the same time shooting himself in his own legs. It's not possible.
Right.
If it means they will use colorful word to relax the mind of the listeners, you're going to hear that. And when it comes to the trip, the president is aware that a lot of people saw him make so many trips. And people even started complaining because nothing were coming immediately after the trips. But the president is prepared to let you know that these trips were very good trips. It's a matter of time. They will begin to bite and investors will start flowing in the country. This is what he's going to tell you. So what will you say about that? You can say, hey, you just got to wait. So it's like, it is the waiting game now I tend to see coming here. Like our honorable journalist said during our last stage, he said, well, there are challenges, but don't forget, when His Excellency and his team used the word rescue, that means Liberia was in a severe turmoil. They have come to take it from that deplorable basket. You see? So now the turmoil has turned to what we call challenges now. And these challenges, you will hear that they are not of our making. And if you don't take time, the Daha, like LIBERIA, they want to shift it now to Georgia, who put the thing in the turmoil and he left it, and they're still struggling to get it out of the turmoil. These are the kind of messages you're going to hear. You're going to hear tomorrow.
Okay, I'm not sure what I kept are going to move.
And they will be using Georgia, friendly speaking, as a scapegoat. Friendly speaking, this is why maybe some people will still classify me to be, but they will be using this man as a scapegoat. You see? And I don't think we should be using Georgia now as a scapegoat because we had two formidable tools under our belt for a year. We told the Liberian people we know what we're getting into. We told them it's a matter of getting to the executive mansion and we'll take care of business. They said these things. So now the whole thing is not a fallback position. Now we're looking at challenges. Didn't you know that there were challenges?
Okay,
Thank you.
Because Keto seems not to agree with what you're saying. Those seems to be, I don't think, I'm not sure what George Weah will be brought into the picture. And if George Weah and the CDC government is brought into the picture, then I'm not sure where we are heading. Keto, Dr. Mali outlined so many things here, and that's the normal routines of our politicians. Always use people as a scapegoat. It was because of this they met in here. It was horrible. It's going to take a time, and like he's quite correct. You know, these colorful words that were missing yesterday now has come into the political dispensation. Do you agree with what Dr. Malik said, or what do you hope to hear from the president tomorrow?
I think he's muted.
Yeah, I think he for himself. Are you
You're muted.
Yes, I'm here, gentlemen. I'm here.
Oh.
So I would like to say hi to Dr. Jones and the greatest independent CEO ever. And to the viewers and listeners.
You listening, he boiling inside.
The song said, "Hey, Vela, he boss. They ain't come on the show." 1 year they top it off for even the security expert, all they come on the show. Anyway, look, I think there will be a recitation of promises tomorrow from the president. The SONA, his second SONA to the nation will be a speech of promises. It will not be, because he's supposed to be reporting to the Liberian people what he have achieved over the 1 year period. Unfortunately, there's nothing to tell Liberia. I don't think he will be that brave to stand before Liberian people and tell the Liberian people that he succeeded. Looking at the amount of...
So are you saying there's nothing that this president can point to as a success in his first term? Is that what you're saying?
Well, if you look at the Liberian setting politically, the vast majority of Liberian people believe in the bread and butter issue. They really solve the problem, when it comes to the bread and butter issue. I would say no, because the statistic is clear. The people went on the street, his own, publicity in or arm of his government took the microphone to the people on the street, and the people rightly told him that, look, things are hard. It's difficult under this administration. It's really difficult in 1 year. You got to change. So how can he go now to the people's representative and tell them that he has succeeded? It will be a contradiction, because the people that are supposed to feel the pinch or feel the direct effect of this government is not feeling anything. So I think it will be a speech, and I hope they will do justice to that. There'll be a speech of promises, telling the Liberian people to be hopeful that things will improve their second year, instead of telling Liberian people that we succeeded first year, because it will be a political suicide to tell the Liberian people that you succeeded in the first year and you achieved, like some of the government official would say, or they gave him 85, they rate him 85, 95, and all that kind of crap. I think the president will do justice to tell Liberian people that it was tough the first year, and they are working on making sure that the rest of the term, they will try to make the bread and butter issue a priority for Liberian people, instead of coming and lie to Liberian people, because we can see it's glaring. The rate going up, and, things are all. There's a report even coming up now that a group in DC that have written Congress and have written, I think, the State Department. He will be appearing on Spoon's group, and he outlined all of the human rights abuses in the country, and the insecurity and all that. And there should be. I guess the State Department already has his communication and stuff like that. So I don't know how this government is going to defend anything this president. I think one of the things they should do, if the speech writer would do the president justice, is to outline and underscore the word unification, united front, calling on the opposition to come and join hands with this government in moving the agenda forward for the Liberian people. If this president is not extending olive branch to one of the the biggest political opposition party group in Liberia, you will be making a sad mistake. He should use this occasion to call on the opposition to come and work, to also call on the lawmakers to resolve the issue in the House. Unfortunately, he resolved in his mind that he has a speaker. So the country is still divided when it comes to that side. The line is drawn. He has taken side. So I don't know, Mr. To this speech, to really analyze what the president was said.
Why would you want to call me Toll?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. So, Mr. I want to see you on this show so bad, so I can make him take some pills tonight. Yes, I want to see you on this show so bad, so I'm pushing so you can come, and I know you will not come because
he's not going to show face here. The face is in here tonight. There's no way that he can.
And I want Mr. Mr. James Akwe, right?
James, yeah.
Yeah, I want him to appear on the show. And I wanted the two security experts to come on this show, Mr. Siba and Washington Bakon Jerry. I wanted to come because this show is a good show tonight. They will not come. We want to come there and tell us what the president will say tomorrow. How can he make the nation to be hopeful? What can he say to Liberian people after Spoon carried a microphone on the streets in one of his strongholds, which is Painesville? And the people that are telling Spoon that their president failed miserably. I want for the Washington to come on this show and tell us. I want the liberal, want to be celebrity to come on this show and tell us.
Okay, let me bring in Dr. Mali here. One of the things that I'm sort of concerned with from time to time, these sort of long speeches. We saw what happened during the inaugural. I'm not sure whether they're going to learn the lesson. They should learn the lesson. Something very concise, short outlines, summarize out of the things, good thing. Do they have that capacity, or they're going to give another United Nations or whatever conference, Geneva conference type of communication to the president to go out there again to start reading? Do you think that would be something? Do you think they learned the lesson in the past? I'm gonna be watching that to see how long that speech is gonna be like.
Well, I decided to peruse the first SONA. And there are a whole lot of things in that SONA analyzing where we are left from, how they inherited some shortfall. I saw a whole lot of things in that SONA, you see, because the first SONA should be used as a stepping stone to get out a broader clarification of where His Excellency wants to take the country. But this is two things I noted about a failing leadership in Africa. A failing leadership, they will bring what I call, they will bring a very long speech. They will bring a very long speech just to confuse the listeners. You see? And it's like, it will be from one thing to another, from one thing to another. But this is what I think might be the cornerstone of the speech tomorrow. You know, His Excellency, he was very wise to touch base with almost everything he said during the campaign. This is one escape route he prepared. He did prepare himself for. For instance, he was able to touch on the assets declaration stuff. He was able to touch on the audit. He audited 4 area, I think 3 or 4 area. He was also able to continue with the road work that started with Salif to Wia, and he took it to some extent. We need to acknowledge that. Okay. He was able to bring in yellow machine to buttress the road work. You're going to hear about that. And you're going to hear about that progress, even though I have not heard any progress so far since then. Okay. But one thing, panelist Kato just stressed on, the tabletop issue. The tabletop issue affects mass of our people, the hardship. You see, tin prices continue to skyrocket in our country.
Right.
And these are the very people that stood online to vote for His Excellency. So I noticed all the speeches, all the development. I had never seen anything in that direction. The foreigners are still vandalizing the system. They still having jobs, according to sources. A foreigner will bring a cup to sell in Liberia. Instead of employing Liberians, they will employ other foreigners to benefit, cutting Liberian off. So the issue of the tabletop issue that Mr. Kettler just brought up is very, very important. And I noticed it had never been addressed Even in the first SONA, it was never addressed. Even in 100 days, it was not addressed. And this is the sector you find mass of the people that voted for this government. Things are very high. And maybe someone will want to ask, how do you know things are high? Good. I used to send 150 to my Oma to buy provision and rice and other things. Sometimes I used to stay for a month and a half. Now I'm forced to amend this up to $250. And the $250 only account for the month and a half. So the excess there, my prediction here is there are hard shit down there because I'm also feeding it in my pocket here.
Okay.
And I know Kepler will agree with me that he also feeding it in his pocket.
Don't holding Kepler as a witness is almost like.
And I see even Libra who have got so many relatives back there, he feeding it in his pocket, but they are in denial. Okay. Yesterday, my mother called me. The copper that I bought during inauguration time, it went there. In 2 months, I had to replenish it. And when I send the 150 to buy it again, it has gone to 225. And that started shaking my pocket. And as my pocket starts shaking around here, it trickled down to so many things around here. So this is how I know that the hardship is permeating among our people.
Okay, so
and no one is addressing that.
All right, somebody disagreeing with you vehemently, and that person is Aaron. I'm not sure, but he will have his own say. Aaron is joining us. Aaron, good evening.
How you doing, Mr. Soul?
Good. I'm not sure whether you agree with Dr. Malley. Come on, do you agree with what Dr. Malley is saying?
Absolutely. I agree with everything Dr. Malley said, especially when it comes to how tomorrow the schools will be shifting blame from, the unity party to the CDC-led government. I agree with that 100%. And I guess what's going to happen tomorrow, sir.
Oh, so I end up being a liar, right?
Oh no, I'm not calling you a liar. I know you're trying to be objective on your show, but I'm not calling you a liar. But Mr. So this is the thing. The first State of the Union address, I don't know whether it was the State of the Union address or State of the Nation address that the president gave. Yep. When it came to the money their former president we had left in the reserve account and the consolidation, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they had a committee, they had a committee that investigated that money issue. And the committee verified that everything that the former president said was accurate. Now, fast forward to the 1 year in this government, there's nothing tangible to show, to say, oh, this is a signature, achievement of this government for this year. All they're saying is things going to be better. We're doing things. You're doing things, but you can't communicate it. You cannot show nothing in this day and age that we live in. We got social media all over. They don't show nothing. When we were going on the road, going to Grand Gila, going to the Southeast, and all of that, they were showing it. When the rain came, the rain took everything away, they stopped showing it. I'm surprised Labour is not on the show tonight, but we're all looking forward to see what that speech going to look like. Because I don't know what the president going to be talking about. I hope he shouldn't go up there and, try to embarrass himself because there's nothing to talk about. There's no achievement to talk about.
Let's turn the camera. Aaron, let's turn this camera off. How can you come here to say, man, been in office for a year now, and are you telling me he has nothing to say?
Okay, Mr. Soho, as a big brother and a host of this show, can you name me one thing that this government This is what we do. Just what we did, right?
Oh no, I'm just asking you. Don't hold me as a state witness. I'm just asking you a question. If you don't know, I'm just asking you for your side. That's all.
Maybe I'm missing it. That's why I asked you to show me because I don't know nothing.
Okay.
They said the red spreads are going to go down. The red spread double. mean, Mr. Malu was just talking about the K-pop story. Everything is double. So they could have for find out her own full network. She couldn't even tell the people of press secretary to the president. She couldn't even give a hint on what the president's speech would look like. To say, oh, the president will be talking about this, the president will be talking about the achievement, the president will be talking about this, and, you know, it's like,
You know,
it's Mr. So.
okay. You hold your peace. You can stay there. Hold your peace. Let me bring in Elvis. Elvis is here. Elvis, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Soul, and good evening to the family. Let me just say a big shout out to the Zoo Whiskey Boys for reaching to the semifinal. We also put in the spirit, and congratulations to, I think it was Neverland, Mike GB, I think Lofa. I think the 4 teams are in the semifinal, so congrats to all those teams. You know, on the football side. But look, we've said it here. I think the president's biggest achievements would be he was able to remove Fonati Kofa.
Elvis. How can you? Do you expect the president to get that in his SONA? Is that why? Come on, Eric. Elvis.
That's a big achievement, Mr. So. That was a big obstacle in the president's work.
Now you are complete Margaret now. You, Dr. Jones said now is not even happy with what you are saying. Why would you say? Because if you say that's the biggest achievement, then that would be his achievement also getting down the Capitol building to burn down. Is that what you want to say and you try to kind of like salad dress it here?
No, I won't give you 1 or 2 big achievements. I just wanted the first one.
I'm just asking.
Go ahead. Able to successfully remove Fonati Kofa, and nobody can stop him, nobody dying away. And now he has a clear path to pass all of his legislative agendas. I think the yellow machine on the road, you know, making more gentleman agreement with his friends. Nobody was stopping in the house. The next thing would be to remove the central bank governor, remove him by force. We're talking about a charge on him, and now we are in that. We're talking about backdoor negotiation.
Settlement.
So, yeah, so she was successful now. No CDC supporter will be, you know, making it, you know, the monetary policy of the country. So now you got one of the guys there from LOFA. That's an achievement for the president. Nobody was stopping. You know, I think the War Crime Code, he established the War Crime Code. One of his stumbling blocks was so afraid of the War Crime Code, he left. Some people would say prematurely, and he went to meet a maker. So no stumbling blocking away in my country anymore. The president is a man who knows how to remove stumbling blocks, political stumbling blocks from his way. I think that's a great achievement in a setting like Liberia. You take all your opponents from the way, whether forcefully or through some kind of metaphysical means that will make them worry and go to the early grave. The president is doing an excellent job. But the main thing, let's be honest, let me be serious for a second. Somebody said it. These guys are coming in and will make you a vanish queen that will bring the rest price down. I mean, in America, the young people will say they make an aura. When somebody enter the room, you get that in 14 minutes. So maybe the rest prices are going to drop just because Joseph Baka became president. They'll be so afraid that he became president, they will just start dropping the rice price just out of respect for him. I don't know what they were depending on when they made that pronouncement. Rice price is even higher. Common commodities, family member of all of mine that go in the market on a regular basis. They say, peanut, pet. What they used to buy by the bucket, now they got to buy it by the handful. Imagine that, Mr. So I don't know what's really going on. I don't know. I didn't expect this to happen. I don't know what's the big difference between Joseph Baka presidency and George Weah. That things are just getting harder. We can say that COVID been gone the last couple of years. What is it really that's causing things to go up in price? So, I don't understand.
So Isma, something you and Aaron can speak on it quickly before I can go back to the guys. The sad thing is most of the time when we see these major like here the State of Union or whatever, I don't know. Do we expect some sort of rebuttals from any of the opposition? Where is Alexander Cummings? Is he back to Coca-Cola or he's still in politics?
For me, I think Mr. Cummings is a part-time politician.
So
that's it.
Okay. So talking about that, Elvis, quickly here. Do you think CDC had their contingency plan to take a kind of review of the president's address to the nation tomorrow and be able to kind of break through the corridor and be able to make some. So do you think there will be a reporters coming from CDC? And if CDC is in a position to even give a reporters?
I think CDC can put their best economic mind on the case that will bring numbers, tangible numbers. Because you can't just go there and say, oh, they said there, they said that. Bring factual, bring numbers to juxtapose what the prices of our main commodities was in the country when CDC was in power compared it to now. Do that. Do real numbers. Bring some accountants who are CDCians, people who can really put the numbers and put it side by side, and let's see how the people's life are going in the first year. Okay. CDC are not being very effective when it comes to fighting this government on the issue of the policies. But I think if they can have somebody come up there tomorrow and come on all of these different talk shows and bring a list of commodities like the rice, the pepper, the things that people eat, things that people use the most, and then compare and contrast the prices, CDC will probably have a better case that things were better, marginally better under them than what we have under this presidency right now. But thank you for taking my comments.
Thank you so much. Aaron, quickly before I let you go. Aaron, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So wow.
So let me agree with Evans on the rebuttal tomorrow. Yeah, there will be a rebuttal tomorrow. I'm not sure who's going to be giving the rebuttal, but when the president gave his first address, the party chairman spoke, and I don't know whether he's the one that will be speaking tomorrow, but definitely there's somebody will speak after the state of the union. Somebody will speak, and I agree with Terry. I mean, with Evans, let them bring somebody who will come, and contradict stuff. Bring their own data. Somebody who will be able to speak to the numbers. Whatsoever number they will throw out there tomorrow, let somebody come and speak to that number and compare things. Compare and contrast.
So, while you as a Liberian and someone who supports the George Weah-led government, if there's any rebuttals from the CDC, what does that suggest or tells you?
I will be disappointed tomorrow if there's no rebuttal, because you know why I will be disappointed? If the president go out there tomorrow and tell the nation, look, I apologize, what I was taking, I underestimated what I was taking. When I got in office, I saw the magnitude of the job. I apologize, it was the first year, we can do better. Trust me, I will not be disappointed if CDC don't put our rebuttal. But if the president go out there, like the Union Party,
come on,
yeah,
you expect the president to come in SONA to apologize? What sort of apology are you talking about to have made to some of the things? Can we?
Exactly. Presidents do that all the time in this country.
Do we remember George Weah doing the same?
Well, yeah, President Weah, some of his speech that he gave, he talked about the challenges and stuff like that. And he talked about the achievement. But we're talking about something. So now I ask you, Mr. So what is the achievement in this government?
Okay.
What economic report?
Okay, just hold tight.
We don't even know that code will be established. We don't even know.
Okay,
what that code will be established.
What I want you to
we don't know.
What I want you to know is to just hold tight and listen, because they have sent a proxy here who will outline, because when he was out of here, Dr. Mali Keto, let it come. Where you wish for? Well, it's here. We want to welcome our senior analyst, Tara Collins, a strong supporter of Joseph Boyka. Now they are sending it. So
I'm listening. I'll be back.
Okay, listen, please. Okay. Okay, let's let Mr. Collins settle. There's a guy been calling here for some reason. He's been going here, going on the something here. Let me see here. Let me call this person here. Terry, good evening. Happy Sunday. Terry, are you there?
Yeah, man. Happy Sunday to you guys.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
hold
I'm
on.
here. You getting me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Well, let's go to this number. This person has been calling. Caller, good evening. What's your name?
Yes, sir. My name is Nelson Daga. I'm calling you from Minnesota.
Okay. Good evening, my dear brother. How is the Twin Cities?
Yeah, it's okay. A little bit cold, but we're managing it.
Man, anything want to kind of quote? I wonder. You already. So quickly, brother Nels, good to have you here. Thank you for chipping in with us. I don't know why I kept going to the maybe I decided to call you back. But quickly here, tomorrow you are aware the president going to be speaking to the nation, right?
Yes.
So I know you have jotted down some stuff in your little notepad there, things that you want to hear or things you hope the president going to speak on here. What is your mind leading you to with respect to the SONA address to the nation tomorrow? What do you anticipate hearing from the president?
Well, as the president claimed to be a respected person, most experienced individual, as he claimed, I expect nothing from him tomorrow but to tell the truth. To tell the whole world that he's fooled the Liberian people. The first 1 year, he scored 100, or let's say 20 over 100. So that's a fading mark, terrible fading mark.
How you can grade? How you can grade a student?
Yeah,
the network whole year. Then you said 20.
Yeah, 20. Because he tried at least he got some marks. So it's not actually like he didn't get 0, but 20 over 100, and that's a terrible mark. So if I was the president tomorrow, I would say the truth because people respect me people take me to be a very respectful person, respectable person, and a very honest person, as he claimed. I think you should tell the Liberian people the truth. You should tell the world the truth that now 1 year we didn't do anything at all. So we promise to do better the following year. But I can tell you, he would not do that. I'm telling you right now that they have put together a bunch of lies that they will spit out tomorrow out there, that they have done more than 90% well. That's what they will tell us. But what they will tell the Liberian people, they will not tell me because I know. But you, Mr. So, they will not tell you too, but they will tell the other people, the other Liberians that don't understand. That they are done well. But I know the president feel flat for his first year in office.
Okay, that's the views, opinions. We facilitate these hardcore conversations. Nels, thank you so much and for your thoughts on the state of the nation expected tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Okay, so Mr. Collins.
Yes, sir.
So here we are. You listen to Aaron say nothing. You listen to Eric say the only achievement is the successful removal of a sitting speaker. Keto, on the other hand, you say, you know what? Nothing. It's all about political correction going to be done. Dr. Mali, to pull it into context, will say, well, at the end of the day, everything going to be dashed on George. There was a mess, and we need to be cleaning up. There are challenges. Those colorful words going to be used. Are they correct in any way of their talking point?
Well, per the way they want to see it, everybody have the right to see things from their own lenses, and I won't have a problem because they are compromised already. You know what side of the coin they are on. So obviously, I won't be expecting them to be honest to the reality unfolding. Like what his name, Aaron. What do you expect Aaron to say? That the government doing anything good? What do you expect Keto to say? That the government is doing anything good? You expect them to even say that Joseph Walker should go and tell the people he has failed, even though they see the changes.
Why
President Walker came. Huh?
Why you left out Dr. Mali?
Because Dr. Mali have always been against the government. So I have never seen Dr. Mali being transparent with this government to highlight issues that he gazed at to be in a positive direction. As far as he is concerned, this government, he even said the Papa is not a politician. He don't know how to lead. You know, he don't. So I can go on, but here is the thing here that we must be honest about. President Boka promises that he made to the Liberian people, he have been able to fulfill many of them within 1 year. Well, my internet is kind of tripping.
No, we're hearing you.
President Boka have been able to fulfill. Yeah, one of the major gains in this government is the water that have been restored to the city. President Boka was able to restore pipe-borne water to the city after the Civil War. All right, he had been able to restore water to the city, even though I talk against it because I felt that the water was not too safe. But Mo Ali have been doing very well. I think I heard that water is being restored in Bapolu County. Mo Ali is even in Maryland now as we speak, trying to restore water in just 1 year. That is something that President Weah could not do in 6 years. All right, this government is doing it. This government promised that there will be he will fix the road, that the road will be pliable under 90 days when he shall have taken over. And we saw that he delivered that. This government, President Boka, in person of President Boka, the first time in the history, he went and took his drug test publicly. He declared his asset like he said he would. He said that he will audit the government. He passed an executive order establishing the asset recovery team that your judges then put on hold. And after they decided to fight against corruption, the judges from your judges that your previous government put there, they put the whole asset recovery on hold, thereby stopping the executive branch of government, stalling the executive branch of government from exercising the rights to enforce the executive order. The government, the court also, after the government filed people who were formed in the previous government allegedly of allegations of corruption, they filed the cases to the court. The court is suppressing these cases to make sure that, time elapses as they delay the process for justice. That is not on us. So most of what the president said he would do in regards to auditing, he's doing it. But your court system is fighting him back. I listened to somebody say
who court system? Is it not a court system? Who? When you say that's who court system are you referring to?
Well, the court system could be from any. We know that the 3 persons on the bench came from the Weah-led government, right? He the one brought Senayo. He the one brought the other two persons. I think only 1 person on that bench came from President Boka, which is the lady there. So you don't expect for most of the president cases that have come before the court system to go on a free ride because it's going to hurt the previous government. That's what I'm talking about. And you and I know all that. And we are getting information that it is alleged that Gracious Rye is for, Finabono. So obviously the process is stalling and we can see that. So there were many promises that the president also made a very great gain by establishing the War and Economic Crimes Court, trying to establish the War and Economic Crime Court, something that the previous government said they were going to do. They promised the Liberian people and they did not deliver. So these gains were never highlighted. I must also agree with you guys on several things that the government have had some missteps, taking some actions that was not appropriate, but it was corrected. I disagree with you guys saying that it is the president that's trying to remove the speaker when you have no proof to that allegation. You get no evidence to that allegation. You are all basing your analogy on assumption and prediction and preposition. You can't prove it. This is not the first time in our country where the speaker is removed, is removed by the majority. It have happened 3 to 4 times in our democracy. We're also seeing the same thing happening in Minnesota state here. So you can't blame the president for what another branch of government is doing, especially after going to the court, to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court rule in the case. And there's a bill of information filed to the Supreme Court that is yet to be. So you speak about the Supreme Court. You speak about how the Supreme Court is the law. Then you come again and say it's the president that is influencing the Supreme Court. So when it comes to Samuel Tweeden, when it comes to Gracia Radin, the Supreme Court is working. But when it comes to the legislature, the Supreme Court not working. Okay. But all in all, there are gains that you guys will never highlight because it is premeditated that you guys are compromised. You will CDC. Not you, Mr. Sobody. I'm talking about Aaron, I'm talking about Keto, I'm talking about some of the followers here that are writing on the live, and most of the people who call.
Wow. Okay. So I know there are a lot of things you spoke on here. Let me just give people Dr. Jones.
Yeah, CEO, I would like to push back on some of the things the men of God just put forward here. I think it is better to be compromised than to set a trap to endanger the presidency in Liberia. I think Collins and the Liberal have endangered this presidency in so many different ways. I quote, the same Collins said sometime on this platform that the government, just His Excellency, were taking the government in a wrong trajectory. He said it on this platform.
Yeah.
See, Collins also said that the Joseph Bunker government is on life support. That's a very dangerous statement. If government on a life support, then that means it's a vote of no confidence in this government. It had no business existing. The man of God said this thing here on this platform. The president, he also said the president is not forthcoming. We've been taking note of the laborers that are in sheep clothing. We've been taking note and will continue to take note. So if the man of God will come here and say we have been compromised, I think that's very good. Then to endanger the presidency with the kind of utterances. I think Joseph Barker would rather welcome me than to welcome anybody who has endangered his office. The second point of correction here is that the man of God said the chief in charge of water in Liberia, our good friend, that water all over the place. It's not true. I have my children living GSA Road. I am forced to put water. I'm forced to put water money into the full money to send it to to send it to my daughters that live GSA Road. I asked them, they said there are water all over that place. They said the water ain't reach here yet, no water here. I've been in Liberia 2 times. Myself got to buy water. Water ain't gone that whole GSA there. No water there. I also asked my pastor who lived Dupo Road, because sometimes he asked me for money for water for the children. I said, but I learned water all over that place there now. He said, oh, that publicity they own down there, it's not true. Water ain't reached here yet. Right? And besides that, I have my auntie and 2 of my uncles that live 2 as 2 where I grew up. I said, water supposed to be in 2S Street there. Because water was there once upon a time. They say, yeah, we've been hearing the news, but no water in reach here yet. So maybe there are water some places, but not all the places. So to be objective, I will agree that there are waters in some places, but the water not everywhere. No. That will be overgeneralizing this thing here. Water is not everywhere. Okay, there are water some places he's trying his best, but the places that I name, I help to subsidize so many things there, including water. Yes.
Okay.
But going forward, I will want for the men of God to take me from a blacklist that I'm against this government. No, I'm not against this government. I come here, CEO. I just being super objective about this government. That's all about it. I say yeah, when the CEO asked me, I said the government has made an attempt on so many things. Okay, making an attempt on asset declaration is inconclusive. Making an attempt on setting all the war crime, that's a good thing. They are all inconclusive. Making an attempt on so many things, the president has made an attempt on so many things. But these are not tangible. Tangible are something when you conclude on and you show it and people see it. I think this is where I'm coming from, Menago. I'm not against this government. I want to be clear with the record here tonight. This government is our government, but we have come in the diaspora and we see how democracy is working here. And we don't want to deceive His Excellency. We just want to say the truth about what's happening. He tried his best. He has started so many things. Okay, all of them are inconclusive. So if you want to call that achievement, then the platform should be the judge.
Okay, let me have Keto to respond. Okay. Let Keto just take note. Keto respond. We're not going to be here for a longest night. I'm still in my celebratory mood because I'm going to flock.
Congratulations!
Yes,
I saw your boss.
I'm meeting you on Wednesday.
I will beat you by way. I don't want to talk about it now.
You want to cooler for fun, right?
I'm just joking, but I'm afraid of you guys with the thing what I saw.
You ever do whiskey? We get us some whiskey to drink, they get drunk, then we go put in the go bump on. So, look, Keto, you listen to Mr. Collins, and it's obvious that there's no way that you're going to agree with him. Whatever is he making up something here? Is he leaving some pieces of information? So you want to bring it to light?
My brother Terry, how you doing? So this the thing, man. I listen to Terry. Sometimes it's frustrating when I see this brother. I mean, as credible as he is, to be
Get up point of
defending.
correction. He's not a brother. He's a man of God. He got to be giving his honor and his flower.
Lee Keto, let him speak, please, Dr. Mali. The man got it right. I'm Terry Collins. That is my man. Call me Terry. That's my name right on the no pastor.
Yeah, the man of my brother still. Whether you pastor, you reverend, you bishop, you're my brother. No, but honestly, I see my brother struggling to defend something that is not there. To the extent he fabricating everything he says on the platform. Listen to Terry. How the de jure branch of government is suppressing the executive from accomplishing or achieving its objectives. That is, to reprehend or to bring people to justice who are found in corruption. Newsflash, this government sent a writ of arrest for Samuel Twe. Samuel Twe has been in Liberia for over 6 months. Samuel Twe appeared in court 4 different times. Want this government to prosecute him. The government is saying, we got no evidence now, we ain't ready yet. The man who y'all wanted so much for them to put handcuffs on his hand from Ivory Coast to bring back to Liberia. The man came, he went to court, and went to court and went to court again. And your lead prosecutor said, we ain't ready yet. What you were depending on to go and arrest someone to it, or ask for a writ of arrest for someone to, what you are depending on? I thought by now you should have tons of evidence or evidences around Summer Twit that we should be nailing him for everything that you guys said he did under President Weah. Unfortunately, those were all lies. That's the reason why you cannot persecute him. But you, Terry, will sit on this show and say the judges or the Supreme Court or the court under this administration is suppressing the executive for accomplishing what they had planned to do. The president ordered 3 audits. He withdrew 1, which of the NSA audit he withdrew. Central Bank to audit Central Bank. He suspended the whole Central Bank board, the governor and all the people, and brought his own people acting. Say the people are corrupt. This, that, and the other one. Instead of taking the people to court, he is paying them to have them to hush money, pay them off so they can go and retire, just for the people to be in office. What sort of corruption are you fighting? I'm trying to ask you guys. Is there corruption, or is this a way to move people who were in the past administration from offices so that you can bring your people in so you can steal more like you did on the 12 years when you were vice president? That he told us they squandered the opportunity to develop our country? Is it the reason why he bringing all his people in strategic era and violating the tenure law under our constitution? Mr. Toll, I want Mr. Toll to come and defend this young brother of his or his son on this platform, because both of them they will sing when they come on this platform. So he sent Terry. I know Jerry Boschen sent Terry. The 2 analysts or security analysts sent Terry. But Terry, you can't make it here tonight, because all you're doing here tonight is you're fishing expedition, trying to make something stick and they're not sticking. You cannot come here and tell us what this president will say that will bring relief to the Liberian people. We're talking about the bread and butter issue. The same spoon that promoted this man to become president sent the general on the street just to compare President Weah first year with President Bouaga first year. In his stronghold of Painesville, it was overwhelming for them. They went to Douala. It got even worse. They went on their own station sitting on TV. In America, it got worse. What can you say? This president should go and tell Liberian people, look,
Okay,
we need to reconcile this country. We need to reconcile this country so we can ask people who have the experience to start the lobby and bring in foreign investors. Liberia should also bring in investors, or should become the investor in the country so they can employ the people so that the economy can build up and change the country.
Yeah, let's Terry. I'm not going to be like the liberal who sanction voices. Terry, let's Terry. Do you want to respond? Dr. Mali, Keto. It seems to be there's a serious coalition here. Since the liberal and your ally are not here tonight, there's a serious coalition. But I would create a balanced airspace, airwaves, so that you will respond before we do our closing remarks, our own anticipation with tomorrow. So now you can also do yours. What we expect to hear from the president, and if you do not get it, where there will be a disappointment and stuff like that. But you listen to Dr. Mali, you listen to Wilton Keto. What's going wrong here?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. So, to Dr. Mali, I'm a guy that, like I said, right, most of the time on this show, I try to be balanced enough to tell my government some of the errors, to highlight them. I'm not afraid because I'm not taking pay for them to be PR for them in any way. So I'm going to be open. I'm not anticipating working for them. I'm going to be open and have always been open to condemn some of the major mistakes that they have made. But I also allow my mind to be open to highlight some of the major gains. And that is what I'm seeing that you guys have not done. And that shows that you are not honest. You understand it? To Keter, and the reason why I say Dr. Madi, because I expect Dr. Madi to be neutral, all right? And a neutral person will balance the equation. I agree. There are many errors and mistakes that I've been highlighting on the show about some things that President Booker have done that is not right. Equally so, I also highlight major gains. To Keter, he said something about Samuel 12 something. Let me read what is on the front page magazine. Moreover, Liberia, Supreme Court Liberia has ordered the recusal of Judge Blamo Dixon from the corruption case against former Finance Minister Samuel Twe and others, raising serious questions about the government's motives and integrity of its judicial process. Justice Yemen Quick-Bassey's decision came in the wake of allegations that Judge Dixon displayed bias against the defendants, suggesting it's a disturbing conquer of government overreach in its pursuit of what it termed as political motivated charges. The Supreme Court condemned the judge's prejudicial comments, which appear to favor the defendants and undermine the prosecution rights to a fair trial. This ruling served as a reminder of judiciary's crucial role in safeguarding individual rights against the state's potential abuses. So what you're saying here is different from what is in the media, is different from what happening at the court between Samuel Twe and the government. You say the government do not have enough evidence to prosecute, but that is not why it is being stated here, according to what one of the justices on the bench is saying. But however, on this show, I have not seen where my brother Keter have stated some of the gains that this government have made. All right. And most of the time I see him, he highlights most of President Weah that, oh, the people lie on President Weah, the people are making propaganda on President Weah, and you see the same thing, but he never acknowledges that President Weah did some things that were not right. But tonight, I just came to add my voice to the many voices that are preparing to listen to the President's SONA tomorrow, to say that we are waiting to give the President another year to see how much he's going to advance his agenda. Now we see that the president have extended the budget to $800 million. In my opinion, it would be unfair to judge the president, based on a 1 year period and say that he failed, especially looking at the economy he took over from. The tabletop issue that you guys always talk about is very concerning. But the tabletop issues are being addressed. We have the availability of rice in the country regularly. The prices of gas drop to some extent. We agree that the rate is going back up, but the rate dropped greatly a few days closer to the Christmas season, wherein people were able to afford. And the government is not able to create jobs in 1 year. It's not possible. But this government have made some major gains when it comes to the CSA payroll. The government have taken a lot of people from the payroll. Today, we're cleaning up the payroll. The government is dealing with all those kind of stuff. They talk about the water. The government restored water. Dr. Male, like I said, the government have restored water to the city of Monrovia, Looking Town, and other places in the country. The water is not everywhere, but we hope that the water is going to extend to other parts of the country, something that has not happened within the last 6 years.
So before you get your closing argument and bringing the folks to make their final point, what is your own expectations, anticipations for this address, literally today? But did I hear you saying you need to give this government another 1 year to see before you can have a, well, did I hear you saying 1 more year?
Yeah, the reason for that is because of the kind of economy the government took over from. And I expect President Boakai to highlight these things tomorrow in his speech. What kind of economy he took over from, what he met in the coffers, what was his challenges, you know, when it comes to, because you need money. Most of the reason why I think President Boakai was not able to successfully accomplish, and I'm not biased like other people who kind of say, oh, President Boakai did well. No, I have been on the show and highlight some of his major failures that he was not able to accomplish. And I think that one of the reasons why he was not able to accomplish these things was because of the way he met the economy. So I expect him to tell the Liberian people why he was not successful due to the glitches that were caused by previous government. He have to highlight some of the glitches that limit his capacity from becoming successful in his first year. I say I'm projecting that within the next year, by the end of this year, President Boakai must be able to deliver on most of his promises to the fullest, because my expectation will be the budget that he has projected, which is $800 million. We want to see the results. We hear that his budget have increased from the previous budget of 2024. When people increase their budget, that means they have made projection as to the gains that they intend to make. So at the end of this year, I want to see what the cost for you increasing your budget. All right, what did you achieve after you increase your budget? So for me, I always like to tell Liberian people to give people patience. Patience is a very good attribute in life. When we give this president the patience, we will definitely be able to see, and then we'll be able to critique him. And if he fails, I'll be the first person on the network to be open enough to tell the whole world that President Boakai failed. And I'm going to do that judgment after this year, because I have seen that this budget that he projected is being noted to us as the rescue budget. So we want to see what you're going to do with this money. I will be hopeful on that count.
Okay, what a strong point here from Terry Collins, standing in the gap of the liberal progressive and his ally, the Moses, and that of Jerry Bacon. Okay, Dr. Jones, let's take us home here. You listen to Terry. Let's return to this. You can respond just in case if there was a specific name calling or something that he said based on your first expose. Let's go home here. What are you waking up to really hear from the cyberspace when the president mount the podium tomorrow to speak to the nation? I hope you tell the people they shouldn't make that speech like some kind of pamphlet, react pamphlet, and things like that. Should be very, and they need to stop doing long speeches for the old man. Okay, let's hear you, Dr. Mali.
Well, first of all, I think Terry made some valid points. But the argument Mr. Collins is making that the glitches, I agree with him 100%. But at least we forget, men of God, the glitches were mentioned in the 100 days. You go there, you see it. The 100 days, the same glitches were brought in there again. Now we are saying, okay, the budget gone to 800 million. The glitches.
They say they can't see your face, oh. You can adjust your.
All right. Let me advance this thing here before they put that hard in my face.
They're trying to have a protest right now. I say,
So the issue of the glitches, Colin, bro, I agree with you 100%. But these things were addressed in the president's first 100 days. So it's over. is close. We expect improvement now, how we were able to get rid of the glitches rather than putting the glitches back again in the same basket and linking it to Georgia. That would be very disappointing. Okay, that would be, this is 1 year. This is not 100 days. The 100 days, we say, okay, let's wait. This is 1 year, 1 calendar year. It's not for fun. When your child is 1 year, you celebrate your child's birthday. So I don't expect the president to talk about glitches again. Maybe he can talk about challenges, but the whole money business, what job we are left there, you know how much money we are generated sent 1 year up to the start? So much. So no more glitches anywhere again. I'll be disappointed if the glitches is repeated again in 100 days. I'll be very disappointed.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr.
And the
Su,
next
can I
thing,
respond to that?
the Daha are not addressing is the issue of the 2-minute travel the president made. They seen play ball in Georgia, and the seen identical plane. I don't know that plane is for the Liberian president. Georgia were in that seen little small white plane. They seen small white plane again were there. The Excellency went inside to go to Nigeria to attend the ECOWAS thing. So it's like I kind of confused now, because I don't know why the Papa had to go. The Papa had gotten into a blue small plane, good. But it's a old white little plane. I don't know whether there's an agreement somewhere, but I was disappointed because that white plane, maybe the men of God will educate me. Why the Papa decided to use that same white plane when we almost buried Georgia about this chattering white plane? Thank you.
Keta, let's hear you before we go.
Yes, look, Mr. Mr. Suami, I'm sorry, and Terry and Dr. Jones. It's important that we advance the agenda of the Liberian people. The reason why I'm pushing this government so hard is because this government said, and the people, the surrogates, the advocates, the journalists that were at the time against the former government, all the people came together and said the former government destroy our nation, set us back a very long time. And this president is so experienced, he could change the country, he could put the country on the right trajectory from by the first day in office. And this president, not only that his surrogate pushed him or pushed the narrative or promoted him, he himself came out and told Liberian people he's the only qualified person to do the job for Liberian people. For us to come here and hear that these same surrogates are saying that this president had missteps and this president, the level of hardship, and this president has everything that is, falling apart is because of the former administration misdoing. I think is so disingenuous to Liberian people. You guys should be telling us here that President Bouaka, his second SONA, that President Bouaka has achieved 100% education, 100% the drug rate in our country, he has changed it. 100% the SAR water president we have built. He has started building new roads, especially express or autobahns. You guys should be telling us that the health system has improved. You guys should be telling us that the exchange rate has stabilized. The bread and butter issue in the country is good. You guys should be telling all that Universal LIBERIA because President Weah came and gave free tuition to, for all public university and colleges in the country. You people say it was wrong. This president came in his first year, the university never opened. You guys should be telling us that the university is a productive place. It's open. It has been refurnished. Yes, look, there are so many things that we can put our hands to that this president failed miserably. The only thing the president will do that will be honorable for him tomorrow is to tell Liberian people that, look, we failed. We failed, and we're asking y'all to give us the second chance so we can do what we came to do. But we failed miserably because the people promoted me falsely. I'm inept. I don't have no vision. And I know the CEO asked me why you say the president should go and that's the fact. The president said they squandered the opportunity. He was a parked race car. Now you put the race car on the track to run. The race car cannot even run 1 mile per hour. Amen.
Thank you.
So
Are
can
you,
I
are you saying the race car is walking?
Not even walking. The race car not even crying.
Okay,
It's just
gentlemen.
one place.
Yeah, Terry, before then you can get out of here. Let me ask you here, because this thing being talked about, do you think President Weah violates or committed any crime?
Are you asking me?
No, asking Terry.
Oh, me? Well, it have not been proven yet that President Weah violated or committed any crime. Everything is yet speculation.
Including this condominium buildings we've all been talking about. And the reason I'm asking these questions here, because that's one of the things this president, and with the 1 year, I'm not sure whether after 1 year you're able to come back here. They're not telling us anything is in progress. Whether I don't know of it, perhaps it's happening. I'm not sure whether there are other calls in the former president or any counsel from the former president speaking to that. But these things continues to be in the cycle. All they do this. I feel no one's is or should be above the law. So if the government will kind of whitewash this, and then it means there was no wrongdoing. But go ahead. I was just curious to ask
Mr. So the president is working on bringing people to justice. We don't want to go after former president. We have to look like it's a witch hunt. So it's obvious.
Wait a minute, but are you saying even if he did wrong, then you would not go after him?
That is the reason why. That is the reason why we're starting from where we know it will lead. If to say he did wrong, where we're starting from will lead to it. Because if you get a finance minister and he's found guilty of corruption, it will lead. If you get Nathaniel Magay, if Nathaniel Magay will call in for questioning on the basis of payroll audit, and all of that. So what we're saying, and up to now, the court, those things are not yet. So what I want to tell Keta is that, how do you determine the failure of a person? You determine a failure of a person when the person made projection on the promises, and the promises that they made, they did not make attempt on the promises they made, or they did not or implement the promises that they made. President Boyka, all his promises he made attempt, and he implemented it within 1 year. All his promises. So that is the reason why you cannot say he failed. President Boyka said,
can you ask him to name some?
Yeah, I come in name now. President Boyka said he would declare an asset and he would make it public when he become president. Did he not do that? He did that. President Boyka said
was it is it to the public?
No.
Yes, he published
it's being that when you want it, you need to go through another process.
No. He published it.
In which paper?
Are you talking about the statements making the declaration, or his asset being public? Is that what you're saying? Which one?
The asset have been published, Mr. So. He made a statement and he published his asset.
Where can we find it?
No.
Go check on the executive website there. Go and check. It's published, but you didn't know.
Yo,
I know there was a declaration But there is a provision that requires, if you want to
No.
if you're talking about the state.
He didn't wait for that provision for you to go look for it. Like what president we are saying you might go look for it. No, he didn't do that. He published his asset. Go and check it out.
Okay.
Do you remember how much he worth?
That is the success. I'm not going to go all that. When you're ready to do your, so you won't distract me, but I'm not going to be distracted. He published his assets. He said within 100 days, you will have the access to drive from Montserrat to any part of the country. He was successfully able to deliver that. He said he's going to fight corruption. He initiated the asset recovery team and declared an executive order for them to be enforced. All right. Audits were done and forwarded to court. As we speak, the asset recovery team is on stay order. Yeah.
Joshua, from what you're saying, Terry, if that has happened, why an ultimatum was given to his ministers? We have been seeing this being rolling out, and nobody yet to fulfill. So then what's going on?
But yeah, the ultimatum was given, there are ministers, and that is another thing again. The president have been able to get majority as compared to the president, we are government. The president was able to get majority of his cabinet member to declare the asset.
What is the number majority?
Before on president, we are.
What is the number majority?
As it is not 100%, but at least
what is the number, 90%. What is the number majority?
Majority of the people working in that the president that was
the number
by the president have declared the asset.
What is the number?
Oh,
okay.
I don't. Now, lastly, before I go, Mr. So, the president also said that he will make sure that the war on economic crime could come to Liberia. Did he not initiate it? He initiated it. So the president has initiated. Listen, you say the president has not done nothing. I'm trying to tell you, when you say a person has failed, it means that everything the president promised to do, they did not do it. They did not do. I'm not talking about the tabletop issue and all the things that what you yourself have made up your mind to project. Everything the president said he was going to do, he have done it, and he have made. And the ones he have not fulfilled, he have attempted. And to Dr. Mali, you said the 3 months is not part of it. No, it's part of it, Dr. Mali. The president is giving account of what he achieved within the period of 1 year. So the 100-day deliverable is part of his SONA speech. It's part of his achievement. It's part of his promises made. The president said, when I become president, I will take my drug test. I will do that. The president became president. He walked to the place and took his drug test. He and the vice president. Did that not happen?
So what happened to the
that
minister?
Is what is determined by success. Success is not determined by doing something what other people expect you to do. No. Success is determined by doing what you say you will do. So the president have made promises.
Men of God, point of correction. The president said on Arise, the Nigerian radio station, that when he become president, corruption will be the issue of the past. That has not been fulfilled.
Okay, guys.
But it is in process. Like what Keto said.
It's in progress. It's in process.
Yes.
We got it.
So that means that is not an achievement because it's in process.
Oh, it's an achievement because he may have 6 years, Dr. Mali. Everything cannot be done in 1 year. Look at Keto is saying the president is going to do that. The president is not going to accomplish all of what he said he will do in 1 year. That's why you gave him 6 years to lead. Wait for it. Simple.
Okay.
Wait for it.
All right, guys. Thank you. And Terry, to your points, just to say with your point, yes, I'm saying something here. That was actually the 6th of February 2024, outlining income, assets, and liability declaration form. Just said Newman Boyka, blah, 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 born 1944, things with person's indebtedness liability, US 200 and 1,500. Gross salary annual $13,447. Other income per annual US 15,000. Income from co-ownership in property, US 18,000.
Right.
Cash on hand, total annual cash. What is this? 93 or 40 something? They twisted for some kind of way. Look, I think $93,447. Annual cash on hand, US 5,750. Cash in bank, Liberia. Okay. Outside of Liberia, nothing. Okay. Commercial properties, US 93,300. Residential properties. Can you get a residential property? Everything. Okay, I gotta print this here. But thank you for making that. I think that's very strong.
Thank you for verifying.
George, we have population things, Keto?
No.
I'm not asking you. Yeah, don't answer for
Yes.
Keto.
So, President, we are declared as asset, but what you got to understand, President, we did not violate any law. He declared his asset, and he did not make it public because it was not some of his. I mean, what he said when he was becoming president. He followed the law. He declared his asset. President Bouaga, on the other hand, said, "When I become president, I will declare and publish it." Do you know how long it took before President Bouaga published the asset? Do you know that Spoon had to get? Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you know that Spoon? No, Mr. Toll, Mr. Soul, Mr. Soul, let's be honest. Mr. Soul, let's be 1 year. This president did not just come to office and say, "This is my asset." Look at some of the things you're reading over there. They're giving projection. You put projection in your asset. Asset is what you have. It's not what you're going to have. The man, he spent 1 year yet. He talking about his 1 year salary will be 90
$90,000. How much? $3? What? Yeah,
that 350. When you declaring asset, is what you have presently. It's not what you're gonna have in the future. So this is why.
I hope there will be a change system in the country where these things will be discussed, where publication will be made before the event. That's what the debate. But we never had a chance to have the debate. Keto them, defender George, we are Terry, the Liberal, then they are Tabata, they protecting their own men. So unless we can rewrite this history and change it, we need to empty all before entrusting these people with power. But that didn't happen. This is a complete obituary.
Mr. So let me just end on this. 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds.
But it's still playing around. Let it be playing around.
Let me just end on this before Terry, my brother. I think our show now should be focused because I'm getting to the place where, like I told you before, Mr. So, I'm getting to the place where I don't want to even have one respect for any politician, whether you president, you whoever.
Who could be any politician?
I'm just saying any politician. The fact here is we have trusted politicians. Joseph Bouaga is not a man of credibility, so I cannot even trust him. George Weah is a man of his word. This man told the Liberian people, there's a clip going around. He told Liberian people way before when they were disarming. He said he said disarm, free education. Free education. When he became president, what he did, he gave the Liberian people free education.
Keto, I think there's some hidden feelings still there, though. To be honest.
For George Weah?
I'm just saying
I can never stop loving him. I love the man. He's a good man. He's a man of his word. He gave when that man was playing football, he made me happy. When we were fighting war, killing each other, that man brought peace to me.
I love the man.
Okay, so I'm telling you some of the things that he did that resonated when he was not even president. There's a clip that going around and he said, free education, disarm. When he became president, what he did, he made education free. And Terry, they were saying it's not good.
But CEO, you think it would be fair to say that at this point in time in the Excellency governance, he's taking Liberia partially in a wrong direction?
Is that a question for me or for Terry?
For Terry.
Well, like I said earlier,
Terry has already, you're close, Terry close, and I want to really get this conversation again. Okay, so what we're gonna do?
No, CEO. I said on it. So Terry had already indicted me, and I gotta defend myself. Terry said I want to do it against this government, and it's not true. What I said here, I said His Excellency initiated so many things, and most of them are inconclusive. Terry is telling me those things are inconclusive are part of the achievement. I'm saying no. Okay. When something is completed, you show it become tangible. You can show it and defend it. There are a lot of initiatives His Excellency undertook since the inauguration, but most of them, almost all of them, or half of them, are just inconclusive. This is what I want to tell Mr. Collins. You see,
we call it
and I'm saying this because I don't want him to keep me on that list that I'm against this government. That's not a good PR for me.
No.
I'm not against this government. No, I gotta make it clear. There's a platform. The people are listening. I'm not against His Excellency Joseph Parker government.
Mr. Jones, don't be afraid.
I want us to set our record straight.
Liberal politicians want to go to jail, but they want to have freedom, and freedom comes with pride. All of that kind of thing. The men are trying to say. So, okay, Kato, you the judge. Grandida is in the league. Maryland is in the league. Lofa is in the league. Which county are you from? There?
Yo, Grandida winning the tournament. My county is out. Grandida gonna win. And I saw Lofa where, please.
The thing I saw Magibi doing today. Don't overlook Magibi. That thing.
The team our Efrela in the league. I thought they were going to get it. The cup was going to be Nima. Magibi beat Nima by hope and crook.
By the way, Zulu the cup.
You watch again?
Yeah, I saw it again.
Magibi surprised me. We'll beat Maryland. Maryland will come and will bring their friends. Will cheer up. Whoever Lofa play, whether Lofa win or Magibi.
Mr. So we'll get your saying.
Maryland?
You're good night, guys.
Good night, gentlemen. Good night.
We are the real country. DJ Square Production Classic.